Now, if I had started this video earlier in the day at like 4 o'clock or maybe even at 5, we could have had the atmospheric shot of leafy trees blowing in the wind to start the video from my balcony. But as you can see, it is dark and all I can really film is a reflection of this room because it's dark. So we're not going to get the atmospheric shot of trees, but I hope that's okay. This is another writing vlog, writing routine. I don't know what kind of routine this video is going to have as I start it because we will see how the week unfolds. Last week was very much all writing done between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 in the morning. And to continue with that trend, it is 11:17 right now. So we're not really like going against the grain that's been established. But the exciting thing that is happening in this video, I think, is that this project that I'm working on, my third novel, is currently going under the title of High Quality Man, will reach 50,000 words because we're currently sitting at 47,000. So I'm roughly estimating that I'll get at least 3 sessions filmed in this video, and that will take us right to 50, which will be kind of exciting and momentous. I remember it took me much longer in my second novel to get to this stage of 50,000 words. So to already be here feels kind of like, for the amount of work I've done, I know, the hours compress once you've kind of looking back on them reflectively in memory. But I feel like I should be in the 20,000 word range for the amount of work I've done. Like, I don't feel like I should be sitting at 47,000. It feels like I've only been working on this project for half a minute. But yeah, time has passed. John Wick has burned down with every hour, and here we are. So I guess there's no more to say but to open my document up and try to come up with something to write today. I remember I left off halfway through a scene that was kind of pivotal, and I was kind of nervous about finishing the last half of that scene because what my character gets told, I feel, in this scene is quite important. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, and come along for the journey and we'll see how the week unfolds. Okay, see you in a sec. The probably more interesting and pressing question on your mind is, Freya, what are you going to name your new project candle? And under current consideration are Carol the Candle, slightly inspired by that character in the TV show Pluribus. My mum and I find that show really funny. And then also Edna, because she's shaped like an egg. And I did toy with John Wick the second, but that was kind of before I met her, and I don't think John Wick the second suits her. So those are the kind of current front runners, but I'm open to more suggestions, and I will stop procrastinating now and get John Wick lit up. So this is a bit out of character, but it only took one match to get John Wick lit today. Don't know why he's being so well behaved. But anyway, the draft is open and we are ready to go. Okay, annoyingly, because it's rolled over to midnight now, it is not showing the full word count, but you can see I've reached the goal. So it is time to use the candle putter outer again. Okay, here we go. Squash. Smoke. Ooh. Okay, I had to give myself a bit of a pep talk as I started writing that scene of like, even though it's an important scene, it's not the whole book and this is the first draft, and it's okay if it's an imperfect version of what I want it to be. Like, it doesn't have to do everything I want it to do on the first attempt. And I think that kind of helped because I just wrote it as if it was a realistic like appointment between a patient and a doctor. And I think that gave me more scope and kind of an epiphany about where I'm going with the story, which can lead into another like dip in the life circumstances and the ultimate catalyst for the change I want to happen by the end of the novel. So I felt really kind of good about kind of seeing the way I can plot my way to a different point, because I was a bit worried that like the pacing of it was all going to come at once, or like I was going to get a bit stuck between a rock and a hard place and I wasn't going to be able to shift to cause the kind of shift that I want this character to have. But yeah, I think that's ultimately where everything's landed. And I guess I will see you in my next writing session. Probably it will be at night. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't super feel like writing tonight, but last night I went to bed and I ended up basically just spending the whole night like not even watching anything I liked, like just watching crap. And that was kind of a depressing realization because that like flowed into today and I was tired and, you know, like lacking sleep. So I'm not tired enough to sleep yet and I have a bit of time, so we're gonna write. I haven't opened the document yet. Can I remember where I was at? I think I had just started a new chapter, like 50 words in, not even that. So yeah, but I think the thing I was saying in my last clip was that I was seeing a kind of way to get to my ending now, rather than before where I kind of knew where I wanted to end, but the road I took to get there was kind of a mystery. Like, it was all shrouded in fog and kind of couldn't clearly see which turns I needed to make. Now I can kind of visualize how to get there, which I don't know when in the last novel I reached this point. That is a question I could probably answer if I went back and looked at my vlogs. But instead, I shall write. So let's get the candle lit, let's get going. John Wick, the greedy bastard that he is, has successfully chewed his way through 2 matches, and it was a battle to get them lit, as you can see. Oh no, that just went out. How did that just go out? Oh damn. Okay, another 2 matches down, and we're hoping this one sticks. I did scoop a little bit of the stuff off, so maybe that makes a difference. But yeah, let's get writing. Okay, we went past midnight, so it looks like I've only written 75 words when I really wrote 1,000, but that's okay. Time to blow out John Wick with my candle. Ooh. Whoop. There we are. Okay, that mostly came surprisingly easy. I don't think I really had to reach too far to write that. Sometimes you find sections that just flow out, and this was one of those. So I kind of didn't really notice the time, didn't really, the thing that took the most time today, I think, was like looking up how to spell particular words, but yeah, that was kind of a bit of a breeze. So from reluctance to easy, breezy writing. I guess this is like a sign not to like write off your session before you start. Like you kind of don't know how well things are gonna flow until you actually put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and kind of start, because I wouldn't have expected it to be this easy tonight. But we're at 49,000 words and my next writing session will be 50,000 words, and that's like a really momentous number, so that feels good. Okay, I'll see you then. I'm so excited. We're getting to 50,000 words today, and for reference, last time I did this, it took me like almost a whole year, like 330 days or something. And this time it's taken me, well, I've been working on this project since the 10th of November. So that is quite an improvement in the rate I'm producing work. And I feel like I'm really like hitting my stride with, you know, feeling like I can just sit down and write, and it's not, I don't get blocked, I don't struggle, I just kind of get into a flow state and it really just takes off, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm really excited about tonight's writing session. I'm writing a bit of a longer chapter at the moment. It's kind of, I don't know, I think it's already 1,500 words, and I try to make them sit about 2,000 each chapter, but I think I'm gonna need possibly the whole 1,000 I'm gonna write tonight. Look at me speaking it into existence. And I still probably won't be finished the chapter because I'm thinking it'll need to be a decent sized scene, and I have a little bit of setting up to write before I get into that scene. So that's kind of the lay of the land of where we're at. I do have to, again, in the same video, I know I already talked about this, but I have to mention that I am under some familial pressure to come up with a name for my new candle, even though it won't be lit until John Wick breathes its last breath. But my mum is very excited about the new candle and its name. So this is what we talk about, you know, candles. But yeah, so any suggestions, even if you just, you know, have a like half suggestion of a candle name, that is much appreciated. Books, I don't have any children, so books kind of feel like children to me, and the candle is like the physical in this world manifestation before I can physically hold the book of like the work I'm doing on the project, and it's, yeah, it's just cool. So yeah, that is kind of my little spiel, and I think I will get John Wick lit up. Comment below how many matches you think it's gonna take this time. My guess is 3. But yeah, let's get started. So I feel like I might have accidentally spoken the 3 matches into existence. This is the one that almost burned my finger off, but we have a beautiful burning candle, so it was worth the fire danger. Anyway, let's get writing. There we have it, all done. Time to blow out John Wick. Here we go. That should do it. Okay. What a difference 50 minutes makes. Wow, I really feel like going into that writing session with a bit of positive energy and feeling like I was happy before I started, like happy to be getting to 50,000 words, made a huge difference to how well I wrote in that session. Like I felt really buzzy and like I couldn't get the words out, like couldn't type the words fast enough, which was kind of really, like that doesn't really happen often. Normally I'm a little bit pausey between sentences, but it just all vomited out tonight. So yeah, that's feeling really good. And I don't think there will be another writing session in this video, so I will throw to another clip of future editing Freya, who's gonna wrap things up for you. Okay, welcome to the final clip of this video. I just wanted to jump in here to say thank you so much for watching and leave your candle naming suggestions in the comments. And yeah, have a good night. I'm sending good writing vibes your way.